For this episode, Loud and Ugly Garage is on the road. We took it out on the street. This is my buddy Brandon McNeil, longtime family friend. He bought this car from my brother. My brother just passed in June. It'll be 2 years. Kind of a sad time. It was an unexpected death. He had this car and he was working on it. So Brandon bought it and he wants to get it on the road. We want to be part of that. We want to help out. So we're going to put the trans in it today. He got a 502 big block that he bought for it. Something my brother would have done. And we got a 4L80 trans that's all built up here. So this is going to be a really cool, nice cruiser. Go down to Norwalk with us this year, hopefully, when we do the debut of the Loud and Ugly. So let's get rolling. Stuck the converter on here and we got it in the 3 clicks that it usually engages with the gears. Looks like it's in far enough past the flange of the transmission, so we're going to go ahead and slide it up into the car now and see what happens. It's going. You're good. You didn't break it. This will give you a good forearm workout.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Brandon's going from a 350 turbo to a 4L80. So next step, we're gonna check and see if the cross member works for it.
This to the trans first.
You can make it a little.
So about the only problem with this trans and motor swap, Brandon's gonna have to do some custom work to his trans cross member so that it moves back, because these are the stock mounting holes here, and you can see the trans is quite a bit further back from those.
9 3/4. Okay, that's center to center.
Okay, 49 3/4.
Yeah, let's write that down.
Measuring for a drive shaft.
So we got the transmission up in there today, and we were able to figure out that we need to do a little mod to the cross member to get it to fit. So Brandon's going to take it to work. He's a fabricator. He should be able to get that rigged up. Got to get a couple metric bolts because the 4L80 has metric versus standard. We didn't know that. And we measured for the drive shaft, so we're going to get a drive shaft ordered. And the next time that this thing gets going, we'll probably be working on putting a radiator in it and front brakes.
Alright, we're back in the garage today, getting the 350 for Loud and Ugly all cleaned up. And the other day I actually went and acetoned the whole block, cleaned out the cylinder bores and where your lifters go and everything. Everything is cleaned up, and now I've got to clean the crank and the main caps and bearings and everything and get that stuff all nice and clean, re-oiled, and then start putting this motor back together. So let's get started. So I've got the crank all cleaned up with acetone, and then all the oil ports blown out, and just blew it off. It's all dried up and no oil or debris on it. Next thing we're going to do is clean up these bottom bearings here, and we've already got some of this marble mystery oil in here. we're gonna set these bearings in and then set the crank down and then do the same thing. Clean the top bearing and then put the cap on. Specs here, we're gonna run 70 foot-pounds on our inner main bolts and then 40 foot-pounds on our outer. Got the crank in, we've got all the main caps torqued down to the correct torque spec, and we're gonna start sliding these pistons in and get this thing together. So we had quite the struggle getting those pistons in because the ring compressor that we have is old and janky. But we made it work, and now we're going to be torquing the rod bolts, and then we'll have this rotating assembly together. So that about wraps it up. We've got the rotating assembly back together on the small block Chevy. Everything's spinning nice and good, all oiled up. Next episode we're going to work on putting the cam in this.